in Kfar Nahum. Once again, I told you the names have meaning. Kfar Nahum, Nahum, and name of one of the prophets, but it also comes from the idea of Nechama. Nechama is comfort, and this is a place of comfort. If you remember, we just talked about how Yeshua was rejected in his hometown. Okay, and from his hometown, he will come over here and he will find comfort over here. So if you're reading in Luke 4:28, all the people, that's happening in Nazareth, all the people in the synagogue were furious when they heard this. They go up, drove him out of the town, and took him to the border of the hill on which the town was built in order to throw him down the cliff. But he walked right through the crowd and went on his way. And immediately later, then he went down to Capernaum, a town in Galilee, and on the Sabbath began to teach the people. They were amazed at his teaching because his message had authority. So the next week, that was on Saturday, that was on Saturday. The next week is giving teaching again. But this time the people listen. Why the people of Capernaum listen and the people of Nazareth reject? Only a week between the two teaching. Why is it? So of course we don't have a clear answer, but if you remember yesterday we said that Nazareth was on the town, on the hill, a place that was very, very small. The people immediately know him, they wouldn't listen. Oh, this is the carpenter's son. Okay? Very old fashioned, close-minded people. Capernaum, on the other hand, is a town in the Galilee on the international road next to the border. That means this is a place where people are used to new ideas. On the international road, not only armies will march, it will be a lot of trading of goods and trading of ideas. They're not too far from the land of the Gentiles. They're used to have new ideas. Okay? So the people of Kfar way more open-minded, and they are good and okay with new ideas. Okay? In the synagogue there was a man possessed by the demon, an evil spirit. He cried out at the top of his voice, what do you want with us, Yeshua of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know you are the Holy One of God. Be quiet, Yeshua said sternly. Come out of him. Then the demon threw the man down before them all and came out without injuring the man. So not only that the people amazed by the teaching, there's also a miracle that performed right in front of their eyes. And the people over here, they were good traders. They immediately see the potential, okay, and they immediately want to be part of it, okay. And I always said that one of the miracles that happened in Capernaum is that someone wants his mother-in-law to get better, right? So what happened? There is a guy in the synagogue in Capernaum that see the miracle, and not only that is want to be part of it, is willing to follow immediately. When Yeshua came to Peter's house, Peter came and said, Yeshua, come to my house, I need your help. He saw Peter's mother-in-law lying in bed with fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she got up and began to wait on them. When evening came, many who were demon-possessed were brought to him, and he drove out the spirits with a word and healed all the sick. We see that the first one that really follow is Peter. Everyone else wait for a minute, and Peter saw the potential. Peter understand what he see. Peter witnessed the greatness from the beginning, and from the beginning he fully command himself in. Okay, and immediately he witnessed the miracle. What do we have over here is something very, very interesting. We have an amazing synagogue made of white stone, which is not local. You see, the local stone is black, with amazing decoration behind us. Okay, and this is the synagogue of Capernaum. This is not the synagogue in which Yeshua performed the miracle and the teaching. This synagogue was built probably in the 6th, maybe the 7th century. Okay, under it, later on, you'll be able to enter it. You'll be able to see on the floor there is an older synagogue. Okay, that is from the 3rd century, maybe. And we believe that under it was the original synagogue from the 1st century. It makes sense. They won't move the location. It will be in the same location. They just build over and over it. over there, you see hanging in the air is an octagonal church. And it's hanging in the air because under it, there is another octagonal church from the Byzantine time. And under it, there's another church. And in the center of it is a house that we can date back to the 1st century. And we found signs of worshipping in this house. So the church believed, and it's making sense, that this was Peter's house. There was some worshipping in the place where the miracle was performed, and then they built a church around it. Now we have a church and a synagogue, both of them beautiful, and both of them will take a lot of money to raise up, one next to the other, in a small town in the Galilee. And I have to tell you, we need to ask ourselves how come, because it does not make any sense. We need to understand at that time, small towns were either Jewish towns or Christian towns. How come we have both a church and a synagogue, one next to the other? So there are many ideas, and some people say, you know what, maybe two communities live over here. Some people would like to believe that over here there are Jews that believe in Yeshua, so they're okay with both. But I think that the answer, and in a minute we'll see that there is a clue in the text. The thing is, the answer that the people that live over here, they are good merchants, and they could see the potential, the touristic potential. We have to understand in this time many people convert, and many people go join Christianity from the Roman world when they used huge temples, very magnificent one. And if they come here and they see a small, tiny synagogue in which Yeshua performed a miracle, is not that impressive for them, because they were used to big, impressive building. More than that, there will be many other communities that will try to attract them to compete on their money. So the people of Capernaum raised up two beautiful buildings to convince the people to arrive here. I believe that it was some sort of a business plan of them. And I think that I can also safely assume that it was the real answer. This is the real answer when I read the text. So in Matthew 12:23, there is the curse of Yeshua that he cursed Capernaum. And you, Capernaum, will you be lifted up to the sky? No, you will go down to the depth. If the miracles that were performed in you had been performed in Sodom, it would have from Sodom and Gomorrah, clearly it would have remained to this day. But I will tell you that it will be more bearable for Sodom on the day of judgment than for you. So we see that Yeshua foresee that the people of Capernaum, they are not really believe in the miracle. They want to enjoy the benefits of the miracle, but they are not truly invested in it spiritually. And you see it. You see that they're playing a game here. It's okay for you to operate over here. There is some potential. We can enjoy the benefits of those miracles, but we're not fully going to follow you. So Yeshua cursed Capernaum. And what happened to Capernaum? In the beginning of the 8th century, a major earthquake struck the area, and Capernaum, like some other communities, is utterly destroyed. Nothing left, and the community is abandoned. And when the Franciscans arrived here in the 19th century, they find only the ruins of Capernaum. Unlike many other communities, no one tried to resettle it. It was too destroyed for anyone to try to raise it again. So, in a way, the curse was fulfilled, the curse of Yeshua. Um, so we understand the background, why people over here were willing to follow. And I think the last thing that I will say, some people follow truly. And I think the biggest lesson is not to be afraid to fail. Look, Nazareth was a failure. Yeshua was teaching, the people will not listen. So what? If not for the failure in Nazareth, there will be no success in Capernaum. And in Capernaum, although not everyone followed, there was a success because Peter would follow and some other. And this will be the hub of Yeshua's ministry in the north. he will operate from here. This will be the center. Not everyone will follow, but some will. So we should not be afraid of failure. Failure is not the worst that can happen. In a way, there is a bigger plan, and we need to act our role in it. Okay? So what do we have to see over here? There's a lot to see over here. First of all, this really amazing synagogue, and as I told you, as you're going to enter the synagogue to the right on the ground, you'll be able to see some older parts of the synagogue, and we believe that under it is the original synagogue. We can also go to the church over there, and we're going to see that it's hanging in the air above the original church, that in the center of the original church was the house from the first century that we believe that this is Peter's house. And the last thing that we can do, there is access to the water over there. There is a gate that is open, and you can go to the shore of the Sea of Galilee, and you can touch the water. Please do not swim. It's very dangerous. It's a very tricky body of water, but you can touch the water over there, no problem. So there's quite a lot to see, and I want to give you some time to explore.